great event. Thank you again so much. Let's hear for you. Campus Life here, MIAD. We present to you Man of the Hour. But first, make sure he's prepared. Turn off all the cell phones, beepers, calculator watches, and iPods, iTunes, iMacs, computers. Oh my gosh. And anything else that goes beep. Anything else? All right. Are we ready, guys? Yeah. Everybody, here we go. Hypnotist, Paul Knight, master of the mind.
Thank you, everyone. How's everyone tonight? Good. Hey, that was a good response, but I think we can do even better than that. When I ask, how is everyone tonight, I'd like you all to respond by saying, great! So how is everyone tonight? Great! That was incredible! Give yourself a round of applause! Congratulate you! You have just followed your first suggestion of the evening. Yes! And that's what tonight's all about, following suggestion. And the way I'm going to help you follow suggestion is through hypnosis. Woo!
Yeah.
That means that in just a few moments, I'm going to be inviting several lucky volunteers forward to be hypnotized!
Oh, yeah!
Yeah! I'm going to be looking for the best hypnotic subjects I can find. And the best subjects have three important qualities. First, this is going to be a tough one. I don't know if anybody here can match this. I need people with good imagination. Walk into the garden design. Any imaginative people here anywhere? I don't know. Let's go to MSOB to find them.
Yeah.
Next, I need people who are able to concentrate. Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. And finally, the real tough one, people who can follow instructions.
Oh, that's
It's the thing you ignore in the class, besides instruction. So, I'll actually settle for 2 out of 3 or even 1 out of 3 in many cases. But to find out how good you are at each of these, I devised a few simple tests. The first is a test of imagination. And for this, what I'd like everyone to do is simply imagine that in my hand, I'm holding a nice, juicy, yellow lemon. And as you imagine this lemon, imagine I'm cutting the lemon in half. And imagine that you're holding on to this. Imagine the smell of the lemon. Imagine the juice dripping down the side of the lemon. Imagine taking this lemon, putting it up to your mouth, and sucking on it. I heard a fair amount of sucking noise. I saw a lot of people take lemon in their hand. I even saw a couple people pucker, or looks like their mouths were watering. If you're one of those people, raise your hand. If you know your mouth water or pucker or kind of going, raise your hand. All right, those who put your hands up have phenomenal imaginations. Just holding up that lemon and looking at it, that was fantastic. That's a pass right there, too. Congratulations. You've done a great job so far. Good work. The second test is that of concentration. And for this, what I'd like everyone to do is take your arms and put them straight out in front of you, something like this. Now, as you're doing that, I'd like you to close your eyes for just a moment or two. And as you close your eyes, I'd like you now to imagine that in your right hand, you're holding a very heavy bucket of sand. Just imagine in your right hand, you're holding a very heavy bucket of sand. And as you're imagining this, imagine in your left hand 100 helium balloons. In your right hand, that heavy bucket of sand. In your left hand, 100 helium balloons. And as you're imagining this, leaving your arms where they are, open your eyes and look around the room. Okay, lower your arms now. Now what you notice is that there are some people who look something like this. Not a whole lot of motion, not a whole lot of movement. There are some people who look more like this, or even like this. Wonderful motion, wonderful movement. There's one guy who I won't point out who looked more like this. I sure hope he's holding up that bucket of sand. The final test is that of following instructions. And I'm going to do that test with those of you who would like to volunteer to be hypnotized. And I'll take more volunteers than I have chairs here. So right now, if you'd like to volunteer, come right on up to the front right now. Anyone like to volunteer, just come on up. Like to sit down on chairs, if there's not chairs, that's all right, you can get more. We're going to move to the front. Why don't you guys just stand along the side and just kind of form a little bit of a mark. That's good enough for now. All right, first let's give a round of applause for our volunteers. Now, as I mentioned, the last test is that of following instructions. So what I'm going to do is ask you a series of yes/no questions. If the answer to the question is yes, I would like you to raise your hand like this. Does everyone understand these instructions? Congratulations, you passed the test! Nice job. Now you understand what instructions are. All right, let's find out a bit more about each of you. How many of you here are originally from Milwaukee or Milwaukee area? A few. How many of you are from elsewhere, outside Milwaukee? And how many of you have no idea where you're from, or even where you are? Well, that's good to see. All right. Well, those are the really personal things I need to know right now. And those are the really only personal questions I'll be asking for the rest of the night. Mostly because I'm not getting paid enough to get the really good stuff. Sorry. Now, yeah, you have to raise the bill. You have to raise the rates a little bit to get the good stuff. But we'll take a collection. Wait, forget it. Okay. Now, I do have three more things to cover here. First, I'd like to point out that if you look right over here and across from you over there, you see these large round objects that are kind of cylindrical going from the floor to the ceiling. If you were to walk into them, they might hurt. So please be aware that they are there. Even while in hypnosis, sometimes you're going to have to moving. Please be aware of the pillars. Please be aware of where the audience is. We don't have a whole lot of space to work. So just be a little bit aware, somewhere in the back of your mind, that we've got objects in your way. And that's the only safety tip I really have to give you. Any questions on that? Does everybody understand the safety tip? All right. Now I have two more questions, and then we'll get on to it. First, how many of you, prior to today, have been hypnotized? All virgins. I like this. Any virgins to hypnosis? I'm not going to get into any more personal now. And finally, the most important question of all. How many of you, right now, are ready to be hypnotized? Excellent. How many of you are ready to see some hypnosis? One more set of instructions, and this is for not only the people up in front, but also the people in the audience. For the next several minutes, while I'm hypnotizing the people, I'm going to ask that you please be as quiet as you can, especially no whispering or talking, and especially do not call out their names, because that could create a distraction, and that might knock somebody out of hypnosis. I want to get these people into hypnosis as best as I can. So I appreciate everybody's cooperation on this. And also, for the next 2 minutes, I don't think it's a problem here. I'm just going to say no flash photography, but I don't say any cameras. Only ones you've got in mind, so we're okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I realize we don't have enough chairs for everybody. That's okay. I'll get some more chairs if we need them. What I'd like everyone to do is one more test. And from that test, I'm going to put you directly into hypnosis. So those who are standing in front of a chair, make sure you're right in front of a chair. If you don't have a chair, that's okay. Like I said, we'll get you in a couple of minutes. Now, what I'd like you to do is begin by taking your arms and putting them straight out like this. And as you're doing that, I'd like you now to focus on your thumbs. Just start concentrating on your thumbs. As you concentrate on your thumbs, I'd like you now to put your hands as tightly together as you can. And as you're doing that, I'd like you to imagine now that your hands are becoming glued together. Imagine your hands gluing together, gluing tighter and tighter and tighter, gluing so tightly together right now that for just a moment or two, the harder you try to pull your hands apart, the tighter they stick, starting right now. You can try to pull your hands apart. As you try to pull your hands apart, you're sticking tighter and tighter and tighter, and your eyes are closing. Close, and I touch your hands, just drop to your lap, you sit on down, sleep. And now you notice your eyes just closing, 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 and just dropping, dropping, sleep. Relax, relax, relax. Eyes closing, closing, hands dropping on down, sleep. And your hands just break apart as you drop down. Your hands just break apart as you drop down. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Relax, relax, relax deeper and deeper. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Just relax deeper and deeper and deeper still. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Just sit on down, relax, relax. Go ahead and try to put your hands apart right here. And I'm going to have you step over this way, please. There we go. Now your eyes are closing, closing, sleep. Just relax, relax, relax deeper and deeper. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Relaxing more and more and more. Eyes closing, 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 sleep. Just continue to relax. Continue to relax deeper and deeper. And I realize not everybody can see this, but sleep. Just relax, relax, relax. Just letting yourself drop deeper and deeper and deeper and sleep. Relaxing still deeper now. Relaxing even deeper. Just letting yourself go. Letting yourself relax very, very deeply. Relaxing very, very deeply. And as you continue to relax, you focus on my voice. Concentrating now on my voice. And as you concentrate on my voice, there may be times where you become aware of outside noises. There may be times where you become aware of people laughing or talking or applauding. But if you notice those noises, you simply focus more on my voice and continue even deeper. Continue even deeper into hypnosis. Continuing deeper and deeper and deeper still. More and more relaxed. More and more relaxed. Now, for those of you who are lying on the ground, right now, all of you who are lying on the ground are going to try to stand up and take a seat. But what you'll discover is as you try to stand up, you're glued to the ground. You may try to stand up right now, but the harder you try to stand up, the more stuck you become. Trying right now to stand up. Go ahead and try as hard as you can to stand up right now. As I take your hand, you'll be able to stand up. As I take your hand, you'll be able to stand up. And now for you, sir, you may open your eyes, deep in hypnosis. Go ahead and take a seat. When you get to the chair, you no longer remember how to sit down. And the harder you try to sit down, the more you stay standing. And you, sir, as well. You're going to stand up now, very deeply relaxed. And you're finding now as well that when you get to that chair, down at the end there, you open your eyes long enough to take a seat. But as you get to that chair, you also forgot how to sit down. You completely forget how to sit down when you get to that chair. You can try to sit down, but the harder you try, the more stuck you become. Stuck tighter and tighter and tighter. And now I'm going to have you stand up as well. And what you're finding is while you remember how to sit down, your legs have locked into place. And the harder you try to bend your legs, the more stuck they become. Now for you, sir, it's very easy. I just have to touch your forehead and you sleep. And now for you, you remember how to sit down. And as you sit down, you drop very deeply into hypnosis. Now you're going to try once again to sit down. As hard as you can to sit down. Try harder and harder and sleep. Deeper and deeper and deeper still. More and more relaxed. More and more relaxed. Now what you discover is that your eyes are closing very tightly. Each and every one of you discover now that your eyes are closing very tightly. Closing so tightly right now, the harder you try to open your eyes, the tighter they close right now. And the harder you try to open your eyes, the tighter they're closing. Now relax your eyes. Let them close naturally and normally. Now what each and every one of you discover is that your arms are growing very, very light. Your arms are growing very, very light. Light like helium balloons. So light that they begin to float and lift and rise right up into the air. Getting lighter and lighter and lighter still. So light that they begin to rise and lift and float right on up. If I give your hands a little push, that's just enough to get them started. If I give a little push, that's just enough to get them started. Floating higher and higher and higher still. Just letting them go. Letting them float and lift and rise. And if I touch your shoulder, your arms are so light, it pulls you right up out of your chair. Pulls you right up into the air. When I touch your shoulder, you get pulled right up into the air. Higher and higher and higher. If I touch your shoulder, you get pulled right up into the air. Higher and higher and higher. Still higher now. And you'll notice that everybody's responding a little different to this suggestion. And as we go through the show, you'll notice everyone responds a little bit differently. But now when I touch your shoulder, your arms drop down to your side and sleep. 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 Now what you each discover is your head is touching somebody else, or somebody's head is touching you. As you notice this, you discover that your heads have just become glued together. Your heads are now stuck together. In fact, the harder you try to pull your heads apart, the more they stick right now. If you try to pull your heads apart, but they're sticking tighter and tighter and tighter together, sticking even tighter together right now. In fact, you two can try to keep on touching, try to stand up, and you're still stuck together even if you stand up. Stuck tighter and tighter and tighter still. And now you're going to sit back down again. But what each of you notice as you're trying to push away from that person is that that person next to you hasn't taken a bath in about a month. That person hasn't taken a bath in about a month, and they're beginning to smell really bad. I mean, they're beginning to reek, and you do not want to be stuck to that person. You really don't want to be stuck to that person, but you're stuck tighter and tighter. So what do you think? Should we let them go? No. No? You guys are really cold. No? I'll tell you, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to let them go right now. As I snap my fingers, I break apart. But you notice that smell that you thought was coming from the other person isn't coming from the other person. It's coming from you. You just notice right now you really reek. I mean, you just stink right now. You smell awful right now. But there's a reason each of you smells so bad. When I count to 3, you're going to jump up and become scary, smelly monsters trying to scare the audience. So when I count to 3, you jump up as scary, smelly monster trying to scare the audience. 1, 2, 3. And freeze. And you are no longer smelly, scary monsters. You now come back here, come on back over here this way, and you become beautiful, graceful ballet dancers right now. Each of you are now ballet dancers. Now you just ballet your way back to your seats. Each of you just ballet your way back to a seat here. Why don't you slide over? There we go. And you can just have a seat and sleep. Sleep. Deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, sir, do you want to try again? Yeah, come on up here for a moment, please. So your name is? John. John? Well, I want to thank you very much for volunteering here. I realize you came out a moment ago, but now you're asleep. Deeper, and deeper, and deeper. This time you're able to focus even better. You're able to focus even better. Just continue relaxing. Relaxing, relaxing more. And if anybody else who was up here just wants to try again, I'll be glad to. Yes, come on up. All right. Are you ready at this point? And you're sure about that? Sleep. Dropping deeper and deeper. I want you to open your eyes and
Take a seat.
well, actually, let's see. Do you want to try again here?
Sure.
All right, open it up for a moment. I want to see how well you're responding. Your name, sir? Huey? All right, Huey. Now, do you think I can hypnotize you right here?
Yeah.
You think so? Because right now I've just hypnotized you. And I know that because your feet are stuck to the ground. The harder you try to move your feet, the more they stick. Right now, you're going to try to stick your seat. The harder you try to take your seat, the more your feet stick. All right. Unless you wouldn't have a seat then. Sometimes I work, sometimes not. That's fine. Now just continue to relax, even deeper, even deeper. I'm going to have you just slide over a couple of seats in this direction. And now, each of you, continue to focus on my voice. Continue to focus on my voice. And you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper still. In fact, I think I'm going to have you stand up for a moment. You just stand up for a moment. And I'm also going to have you stand up for a moment right here. And I'm going to have you take a few steps over this way. Now, for the two of you that are standing here, in a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers. When I snap my fingers, you come completely out of hypnosis, completely forgetting everything we've done, quite sure you have never been hypnotized, and certain that I cannot hypnotize you or anybody. You're sure I can't hypnotize anyone. However, every time I say the words, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to jump up from wherever you are, point at me, and scream, "You are a fraud." So every time I say the words, ladies and gentlemen, you jump up, point at me, and scream, "You are a fraud." As I snap my fingers, coming out of hypnosis, forgetting everything we've done, sure you've never been hypnotized, sure you can't be hypnotized. All right, ladies, I'll tell you what, I'll let you go ahead and take a seat over here. Wherever, just grab a seat. You know what, thank you both very much for volunteering. Now each of you continue to relax, still deep. Each of you continue deeper and deeper and deeper. All right. Well now, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a fraud! Fraud!
Would you sit down, please? Okay. Well, I will ask once again if there's any other volunteers among you ladies and gentlemen.
You are a fraud!
Is there a problem here? Are you okay? Is it all right if I keep talking to these ladies and gentlemen?
You are a fraud!
Why are you doing that? Why are you yelling at me? Would you come up here, both of you? What seems to be the problem? Why do you keep yelling at me? I'm sorry? You don't mean to? Well, each of you just relax. 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 And you continue to relax there. Okay. So you have no idea why you're yelling at me when I'm trying to talk to these ladies and gentlemen.
You are a fraud!
Okay. Let me check. Have you ever been hypnotized? Have you ever been hypnotized? Do you think I can hypnotize you? Do you think I can hypnotize you? You don't think so? So there's no way I can just go to sleep. Can I do that? You don't know if I can do that. Okay. Well now, when I snap my fingers, you come out of hypnosis, forgetting the number 5. Completely forgetting the number 5. All right. Now, have you ever been hypnotized? No. All right. Do you think I can hypnotize her? No? Do you think I can hypnotize you? No. No? So there's no way I can go to sleep. Can I do that? You know, what just happened to her? She fell asleep. Why do you think that happened? She's tired. Okay, got it. Now, when you come out of hypnosis, all suggestions are in place, plus every time you talk, it comes out with a loud clucking of a chicken. Right, have you ever been hypnotized? No. No? See? Again, whenever you talk, it comes out like the loud clucking of a chicken. All right, have you ever been hypnotized? Now, you've never been hypnotized, right? I just want to check something with you. Can you step over here a little bit? How many fingers did you have when you woke up this morning? It's not a trick question. How many fingers did you have? 10? Let's count how many fingers you have, because I have a sneaking suspicion that something funny is happening. Pull up your fingers. Let's count how many fingers you have. And then nice and loud so everyone can hear you.
1, 2, 3,
Well, I'll tell you, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you count your fingers for us, okay? We're gonna have you count them. We'll look at your hands, we'll count how many fingers you have. Is there a problem here? What's the problem? Describe for me the problem. Okay. I'll tell you what. In your case, I'm not going to worry about how many fingers you have right now. But I will want to check one more thing. Are you two going to continue to interrupt me when I talk to these ladies and gentlemen? Yes, that's a yes. Ladies, would you both come over here for a moment? You know, there's like one way we're going to be able to deal with this problem. Sleep. And people wonder if I like my job. Now, as I touch your forehead, all those suggestions are moved. You open your eyes long enough to take a seat right up here in front, and as you sit back down, just go very deep into hypnosis once again. And sleep. 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 Each of you relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper still. More and more relaxed. Now, as you each continue deeper and deeper still, I happen to notice that you are now being transported back in time. Each and every one of you are now going back in time. You're going back to the days of King Arthur and his noble knights. In fact, each and every one of you have just become Knights of the Round Table. And as Knights of the Round Table, your job is to slay a fire-breathing dragon that's right in front of you. So everyone, get your swords in your hand right now. Everyone, get your swords in your hand right now. When I count to 3, jump up and attack that dragon. 1, 2, 3, go! And keep swinging. Keep swinging. That dragon's breathing fire on you. And quick, before it can recharge, go ahead and swing again. And there you go, you've slain the dragon. You're heroes, each and every one of you. And in fact, you are brave and noble knights. There is nothing in the world that scares you. Nothing at all. Nothing except that little white mouse that just ran in front of you. And one is going to be brave enough to slay that mouse. Who's it going to be? Who's brave enough to slay that mouse? Well, I'm going to let the audience vote by applause. As I walk past, you tell me who's going to slay that mouse.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. I'm going to let you go ahead and be the one to slay that mouse. You get it? You've gotten it. Go ahead and hold your prize so everyone can see. There you go. Our bravest knight of all, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear from our bravest knight. Now the mouse is gone. You can each stand up once again, being brave and noble. And you've done such a great job slaying that mouse that we've decided to give you each a promotion. In fact, right now, you have all just been promoted to princesses. You are now all a princess, each and every one of you. And in fact, as a princess, you're wearing very beautiful, very expensive clothes. You're looking fantastic. You want to show off to these people how great you look. Go ahead and show off how absolutely stunning you are right now. And as you're doing this, you notice there seems to be something dripping on you from the ceiling up above. In fact, it's the outpipe to the bathroom that just burst all over your clothes and spilled all over you. Oh, yeah. Oh, you just got filthy right now. But fortunately, you've got some buckets of water by you. Go ahead and splash each other and clean each other off. Go ahead and splash each other with that water and clean each other off. There you go. Now you're nice and clean, but you're all wet. And in fact, you're so wet now that you've got to dry off as fast as you can before those clothes start to shrink. And start drying yourself off as fast as you can right now. Dry yourself off faster, faster, faster. And it's working, but the clothes are shrinking. Those clothes are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And in fact, you're starting to get smaller and smaller along with the clothes. You're getting very small, and they're getting younger and younger. And when I snap my fingers, you are happy, playful 5-year-olds right now. You're 5 years old playing. You're 5-year-olds playing now. And as you're playing here, you have to notice people in the audience are making faces at you. Those people out there making faces, what are you going to do about that? Well, now let's forget about those people because we've got a special surprise for all you 5-year-olds. Stand up, line up right here in front of these chairs. Because right in front of you, in front of the chairs, right over here, you've got a bunny rabbit for each of you. Go ahead and pick up the bunny rabbit. There you are. And show your bunny rabbit to everybody. What do you think of the bunny rabbits, everybody?
Yeah.
Rabbits, they've got the fluffy tail, the long ears, and nice sharp fangs that are biting you. Oh, and that light makes you feel very old. We're now feeling very, very old. In fact, you're so old, you're just hobbling around now. You're just hobbling around as very old people. But now you also notice you've completely forgotten your teeth. You can't find your teeth. You think somebody in the audience has your teeth. Call out to the audience, try to find your teeth. Well, wait a minute. I know where your teeth are. They're in your back pocket. Go ahead and put them in. There you go. That is a lot there. There you go. Now you've got your teeth back except for one minor problem. Those are somebody else's teeth. Yeah, your teeth are in the other pocket. There you go. That is much better. Well, now we've got these wonderful elderly people here. I'll take ideas from the audience. What would you like to see them do? I'm sorry? Dance the Macarena. You are now going to be trying to dance the Macarena as very old people. Where's our Macarena dancers? What other ideas do you have? I shall pretend to be Darth Vader. You are now very old Darth Vader. In fact, you're trying to have a lightsaber fight with each other now. But you're very old. Those lightsabers have gotten a little too heavy. Well, maybe you're just going to hobble your way back to your seats. As you hobble your way back to your seats, once you've sat down, you return to your normal age. You're going to have to slide over a couple of seats here. There we go. Now sleep. Sleep. Let yourself go. Relax. Relax. Relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper. Very relaxed. Very relaxed. Now you each think that that person you're leaning up against is your boyfriend. You think that person you're leaning up against is your boyfriend right now. There you go. You want to show your boyfriend what you think of him right now. Now when I snap my fingers, you realize who you're really leaning up against. But now you sleep. And it's understandable they made this mistake because you see what they didn't realize is that the chair they're sitting in is suddenly the sexiest thing in the world. In fact, that chair you're sitting in right now is unbelievably sexy right now. That chair is like 10 times sexier than your boyfriend. And now, when I snap my fingers, you realize that thing you thought was so sexy is just a piece of furniture. But apparently that chair doesn't like being jilted because the next 3 times I say the word bite, that chair is going to nip you. So now, I need to check, because I know it's after dinner. Everybody have a chance to get some dinner?
Yeah.
Good. I want to make sure everybody's had a bite to eat. Ow! Ow! Would you please sit down? There we go. Anyways, I'm very happy to be here tonight because I'm sure this is going to, I know you guys have to take a bite out of your chair. If there's a problem with the chair, check it, make sure it's okay. If you're satisfied, please sit down. I mean, what seems to be wrong here? What's wrong? Are you trying to tell me this chair could bite? Tell you what, the easiest way to solve this, trade chairs. There we go. That takes care of it. As you sit back down in a different chair. That is right down here. There we go. Now that chair is gone. Now we still have more weird things going on with the chairs around here. Because right now, in just a moment, you're going to find that the hypnotist has just become completely invisible. The hypnotist has just vanished. And when you hear him snap his fingers, you're going to open your eyes, but the hypnotist is completely invisible right now. You can't find him anywhere. He is nowhere to be seen. So there's no hypnotist around here at all. seems back normal. You can open your eyes and see me once again. There we go. Everything's much better. And sleep. Well, now, I have to know that what we have here are not the people you think they are. These people are actually very famous celebrities. For example, right here, we happen to have Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnie, stand up and show off your muscles to everybody. And besides Arnie, we have his arch-rival Sylvester Stallone right here. Sly, stand up and show off your muscles. And if that wasn't enough, right here is Brad Pitt. Oh yeah. And right here is Tom Cruise. And what do you think of our handsome celebrities here, everyone? Great, handsome, strong pose. Arnie, vote by applause. Arnie. Just barely to Tom Cruise right here. All right. Well, that's wonderful. Now we should be going to sit back down again. Because now we've got even better celebrities here. These people right now are indeed finalists in American Idol. And each of you are going to have about 15 seconds to stand up and do your very best to win American Idol. You go ahead and start it out.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T.
Contestant one. Number two. Number three. And our fourth contestant. Relax. Relax. She needs a little bit of relaxation before she gets started here, because when I let go of your forehead, you're very deep once again. And you are now the last contestant in American Idol, trying to win American Idol right now. Go ahead and stand up, trying to win American Idol. Contestant number one. Number three. Number four. What do you have to say to your fans?
I love you.
Are you okay here? No? What's wrong?
I just can't take it. She's not good enough.
No, you stand up for all of this. Why don't you take a step over this way? You're saying she's not good enough.
You don't have the talent to win this contest.
What do you think about that? You just won.
I won.
Well, you know what? It sounds like you guys are rather upset with each other. In fact, right now, you are stuck right in place. And you're going to find that you want to start taking swings at each other. You can open your eyes. You're not particularly happy with each other, but you're stuck right where you are. And the more you try to swing, your fists go straight in the air or straight to the ground right now. And you miss each other completely. And now, in slow motion, you just barely tap each other and knock each other out. Well, it looks like we're not getting winners here at all tonight. Now, both of you, go ahead and get up open your eyes long enough to sit back down and sleep. Well, you know, you guys all did so well with the American Idol, we decided to give each of you a prize. So right now you have in your hand a prize envelope. Go ahead and open up and see what it says. And it says you just won an all-expense paid trip to Hawaii. They're getting the plane right now. Fasten your seatbelts. There you go. As you're passing your seatbelts right now, the plane's taking off. And we've reached our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, but we have a little bit of a problem with the plane. You see, the plane, as the heat is going out in the plane, you need to keep, and it's getting very cold here in the plane. Very cold. It's getting colder than a Milwaukee winter. In fact, you gotta keep each other warm now. Keep each other warm. We're going to keep each other warm. There you go. And now to keep each other nice and warm. Now it's starting to get nice and warm in the plane. You've got to keep fixed. It's getting very warm in the plane. It's getting hot in the plane now. It's getting so hot now. Oh, it's getting terribly hot in the plane. In fact, you're stuck to your seats right now. You're stuck to your seats. And you would love to drink water. Right here in my hand, I've got a big glass of water. All you got to do is grab it. You're stuck to your seats. You can open your eyes long enough to try to grab it. Oh, that was delicious water. I said, are you still thirsty?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We've got a tray of champagne for each of you. Here you go. There you go. Enjoy yourselves. Here, have some. There you go. Have a little more. And that is really good champagne.
Yeah.
That is really good champagne. In fact, you feel like you've just had about 12 drinks. You wouldn't stand up having had about 10 or 12 drinks right now. You wouldn't stand up. You've had about 10 or 12 drinks. And by the way, it wasn't a long-lost friend. That was your worst enemy from high school. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You were friends. It's okay. And now you go ahead and take a seat right here. And as you sit back down, your feelings are better return to the way they were before I gave that suggestion. And now sleep. Well, I've got some pieces of good news. First, you've sobered up. Second, you're almost to Hawaii. Now the bad news, you're running behind schedule to get off the plane very quickly. So do that. Put on your parachutes right now. Put your parachutes. And if I count to 3, jump out of the plane and pull the ripcord. 1, 2, 3, jump! Straight up and floating on down. But as you're going down, you realize you're going to miss the beach by a few feet. And right where you're going to land, there's a whole school of sharks swimming around. Don't worry about this stuff. Blow the parachute to the beach. Blow the parachute over the beach. Well, we got good news. You've done it. You blow the parachute over to the beach, and you're coming to a nice, soft, perfect landing on an extremely hot, sandy beach. And now, some water washes over the beach, and you're feeling much better now. Well, one good thing about being here in Hawaii is here, everybody gets laid. So have some lay flowers. What do you think I meant? There you go, give each other a lay of flowers. of you, besides getting flowers, you are now fishermen. In fact, you should go ahead and take a seat right here because you're about to go deep sea fishing. Go ahead, cast out your line as far as you can. And each caught something, and something big. Each of you caught something big, and you've caught a shark. And you've caught a swordfish you're reeling in. And you're not sure what you've caught, but it's big, and you've caught a merman. And now you've got your swordfish reeled in, but your shark is charging the boat.
Oh God!
You gotta use your swordfish to get rid of that shark.
Get it! Get it!
There you go, you've done it. And now you've got your merman reeled in. Your merman. And relax, we'll get back to you in a moment. And you're the one pulling the merman now. Wait, it's up on the boat. You've got it. By the way, you realize mermen do not come fully equipped. So now you should stand up and hold up your prizes. Wait, give our fishermen, everybody. Just give him a push, he'll be fine. There you go. The other two, you can just put those down, we'll get them mounted for you. You can now stand up as well with these people. They're in deep hypnosis because now each of you are back on the beach. You can put yours down. And you are now world-class surfers right now. Out doing a surfing, there you are, surfing along in the waves. As you're surfing along, you're going to a big wave. There you go. And you're doing so well, you can do tricks on your surfboard now. Do tricks on your surfboard. And even better tricks right now. And now this next wave washes you all the way back to the beach right now. Right back to your chairs and sleep. When there are surfers, everybody. All excitement, it's time now for the luau. But you're absolutely certain you've come to the wrong luau because when I snap my fingers, you open your eyes and discover everybody in the room is naked. Everything okay here? Yeah, everything's fine? You doing okay here? I won't ask. Where did you got that? And sleep. Well, now I've got some good news. Everybody's got the clothes back on. Bad news, when I snap my fingers, you're the ones who are naked. But now when I snap my fingers, you're proud of what you're not wearing and want to show it off. Go ahead and stand up and show it off. Stand up and show it off. Now when I snap my fingers, you realize what you're doing and what you're not wearing. And thankfully, as you sit back down, your clothes are back, and sleep. Well, now finally it's the right luau. But now what you find is you are really, really hungry. You are so hungry, you're about to make a pig of yourself and stuff your face with your favorite foods right now. Just start stuffing your face as fast as you can right now. Eating faster, 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 faster. The person next to you just took your favorite food. And now you've got your food back, and you're finally full. You're feeling much, much better now. Except that you just gained 200 pounds. You just gained 200 pounds. And now, 200 pounds overweight, it's time for you to do the hula right now. Right, I'm trying here. What are our hula dancers, everyone? Sit back down. As you sit back down, good news that all that exercise you just had took off the weight, you're back to your normal weight. But now as you're sitting here, you're at a telephone ring. And for the three of you, it's coming from your shoe. For you, it's coming from your glasses. Your shoe or your glasses are ringing like a telephone. You got to answer them. And as you answer it, it's the prize committee. They discovered they made a terrible mistake. They gave you this prize, this trip, because they thought that you were the MIAD cheerleaders. And unless you can do a huge cheer for MIAD, why, they're going to make you pay for this trip. So you're going to go ahead and hang up your shoe, protect your glasses, hang up your phone now, hang it up. That's good. And now when I count to 3, you're going to jump up as the MIAD cheerleaders because you are the greatest cheerleaders here. 1, 2, 3. Job, ladies. You can go ahead and have a seat once again. It's like, why don't you use 3 seats here? That's fine. And as you sit back down, sleep. Well, now, in just a moment or so, I'm going to bring each of you out of hypnosis. When I do, you completely forget everything we've done. All you remember is you had a wonderful time being hypnotized and really enjoyed yourselves. However, the first 2 times after you're out of hypnosis that you hear me say the words, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen," you are going to jump up and start acting like a jack-in-the-box, going boing, 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 boing. You are going to think you're a spy and go sneaking around the room. The first time you hear me say those words, that's the first moment you realize you're not wearing your jacket. However, no matter where you go or what you look for, you can't find your jacket anywhere. It's completely disappeared until the second time I say those words. And for you, the first 2 times I say those words, you run over and kiss the cutest guy near you. So now, at count of 5, you're going to come out of hypnosis, refreshed, alert, awake and aware, forgetting all the details of what happened, all you remember is you had a wonderful time being hypnotized, and feel great. 1, feeling good, 2, feeling very good, 3, feeling wonderful, 4, feeling great, and 5. Eyes open, take a deep breath and stretch it in, refreshed, alert, awake and aware. Let's give a round of applause to these people as they go back to their seats. Now, you've seen some fun, interesting, humorous, and enjoyable things with hypnosis here tonight. But hypnosis has a more serious side as well. It can be used to help people quit smoking, lose weight, reduce stress, improve your school performance, improve your creativity. Not that you need that. Or anything you'd like to change or improve in your life. And if you'd like to know more about that, or would like to experience hypnosis, have any questions for me, I'll be glad to stay afterwards and talk with you. So with that, I'd simply like to say, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Is everything okay over here? Okay, you're all right? How about you? Is everything all right? What's wrong?
I can't find my jacket.
You can't find your jacket? What did it look like?
Green, it's got stars right here.
Green with stars and got a hood?
Yeah.
No, no idea where it is. Well, I'm sure it'll turn up.
Okay.
Also, I would like to ask a favor. All of you who volunteered, even if you didn't stay up here the whole show, I can speak with you for just a moment or so after the show. And with that, I'd like to say, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Where was it?
I don't know.
Where? Okay, well, there you go. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. And with that, I'd like to say one last time, just to make sure all suggestions are removed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hypnotist Paul Knight.